In this video, I'm going to be building an epic RMC roller coaster built with thousands of pieces. Let's get building. The first thing I'm going to build is the pre-lift. These are found on quite a few RMC roller coasters, and it's such a great way to start a ride with all the off-axis hills. With that built, let's shove it away and move on to the station. This is a fairly simple build with some platforms, and I also added some gates that have a cool turning mechanism. It works by lining up a bunch of gears and connecting them to the gates, making them turn in sync. Now, the station wouldn't be complete without a roof. So after a couple hundred pieces, we have one built. Let's attach it to the previous build. And just like that, the station is completed. We're now going to attach it to the pre-lift, which means we can give it its first test run with a full 5-car train. But wait, we actually need someone to ride it for us. Please welcome Cloves. Cloves absolutely loves roller coasters and is going to be testing and giving feedback for this one. How was that ride? So essentially what Cloves was saying was that it was fun, but wants it to be more thrilling. And honestly, this is just the pre-lift, so I think it's time to build Cloves a big drop. So we're going to start with this base, and we're now going to add multiple sections for the lift hill. And now that the coaster has been topped off, we can now add the track and chain. The chain is what will be pulling the train up the hill and down the drop. I've also modeled the lift structure to look like the Air Force One hill. Now before we can let Cloves test ride it, we need to build the next element, which is going to be an outer bank similar to the one on Iron Gwazi. Let's now attach it to the bottom of the drop. Now we have the station, pre-lift, drop, and outer bank completed. It's time to record the coaster going through the layout, but we're gonna need a cool song to go with it. Hey Cloves, you have any ideas for a song? Well, Cloves is taking way too long to decide, so I'm gonna go with like a Western theme. Maybe something like wah wah. Alright Cloves, are you ready to ride this coaster? I'm sad to inform you that Cloves was nowhere to be found. But I know Cloves really wanted the coaster to be completed, so I need to finish it. I'm going to start by building the rest of the outer bank. Alright, so as I was building the drop out of the outer bank, I realized I didn't like how it just drops all the way to the bottom. I want to reprofile it and add a double down element. And this will give it a pop of airtime, and that's literally what RMC is all about. And just like that, we've got the double down element completed. Now next, I want to add the first inversion on this roller coaster, which is going to be a sort of roll over the station. This is the roll over element so far. As you can see, it's still super floppy. We need to support the whole thing. Now supporting this element was fairly easy. I also wanted it to stay elevated after the inversion, so it kind of does this little airtime pop before going into the second inversion on this roller coaster. And there we go, we've got the rollover element and an airtime hill right into a dive loop. Now before we can show the coaster running, we have to build the next element. It's going to come right out of the dive loop and into a stall, which is going to go right up against the lift structure, like Air Force One and Zadra. The stall is complete and it's looking absolutely amazing. Let's give it a quick test run. Now the track layout is almost complete. We just need a few more twists and turns before it goes right back to the station. I built this small hill that twists underneath the outer bank structure, and then it goes into a wave turn and then airtime hill. Following this hill, it drops down and into an upward helix, right into the brakes. The coaster's track work is now complete. Let's go play some cool clips of it running through the layout with some cool space theme music. Now I need to add this motor, and this is what will be pulling the coaster train up the hill. Next, I'm going to add brakes to the brake run, and this will slow the coaster train down smoothly. And now the very last thing is to change the top designs to the RMC top design. The roller coaster is now officially complete. Here are the final results.